Okay, in this lesson of our beginner's level or introduction to Joomla series, lesson 2, we're just going to do a basic installation of Joomla. And all we're going to do is just upload the folders, or download, upload the folders, and go through the installation and configuration files. But then I'm going to show you a really interesting way to do it. A wonderful website, JoomlaPlug.com, has come up with a way to install Joomla very fast, as if Joomla wasn't easy enough to install already. They've come up with a newer way, a faster way to install it. And but first, we're just going to do it the old-fashioned way. So I'm going to open up Internet Explorer, and just click on Download. Of course, always on the front page of Joomla, there's all the news. The Joomla website, there's all the news, and you can get extensions. You can go to the forum, get some help. But we're just going to click on Download, and it takes us right to the Joomla Forge, Source Forge. And we have all the releases here that we can download. And of course, we always want the latest one. It has the latest security fixes, etc., etc. So download 1.11 is what we have now. And here you see all these options. If you're upgrading, for instance, if let's say you still have version 1.03, 1.0.3, excuse me, then you would want to download these. If you had version 0.4, then you need to upload 0.4 to 0.11. So, but right now we're just going to download the whole package. So right now we're just going to download the full version. So we got to find it. It's probably on page 3 down here. Yep. See, it says stable, which is good. We want that full package, which is exactly what we want. And it's up to you depending on what kind of file you want to download, the tar.gz or the zip. I'm just going to do zip for right now. Click save, and it'll download. And that's basically all you have to do. I'm going to close out of this real quick. And so what will happen is it'll download depending on how you like to do your file structure. I usually just download it right to the desktop, which I just did. And then you have to unzip it. And once you unzip it, you can use any FTP program you like. I like to use this program, Leech FTP. You can get it at downloads.com. It's free to use, and I suggest you use it. I like free. But you can also use, like a lot of people like to still use the Internet Explorer way. So I have Internet Explorer open up here, and you can actually drag the documents in and drop them in there to upload them. But that's up to you how you want to get your web files onto the website. Okay, so it's done downloading. Like I said, you can just extract it, unzip it, depending on what kind of zip program you have, and you'll have it. And all you have to do is just copy all the files up in here. Now, before I go any farther, I want to show you a quicker way to do it, because uploading files, if you know anything about uploading, that can take a while with Joomla. There's so many files that, as you can see, compressed. There's 2.65 megabytes that I have here for just this package of Joomla. Well, there's another wonderful invention somebody came up with, and I'm going to open up Internet Explorer and show you. It's JoomlaPlug.com. When you get there, it's a wonderful website, and it has several different things. It has the Joomla cloner, which I highly recommend that you get. I'm going to shut this person up. She's talking to me over here. But I highly recommend you get this Joomla cloner. It helps back up your website, and then it has several other different products. Joomla Start is what we're interested in, and also you can do the same thing Joomla Start has. You can do it from your desktop, but we're not going to get that right now. But I recommend you look over JoomlaPlug, and especially get their Joomla cloner. You can go through and read the README file if you want, but here it is, main download page from Joomla Forge. So we're just going to click on it. Wait for it to open. And just like in a similar fashion, you download it. And we will always want the latest version. And just save it to the desktop. and I already have it saved here. It's right here. And lo and behold, look, you only have one file. Now this file, all you have to do is just upload it to your web server to the folder you want to install Joomla in. Well, right now, the folder on my web server is tutorial Joomla. So I just want to upload this file here, and that's all I have to do. I don't have to upload the thousands of files that come with Joomla, just this one PHP file. So I'm just going to copy it. Now the next thing we have to do is point the browser to this location, this joomla.start.php file, and it's in my tutorial Joomla folder. So I'm going to open up Internet Explorer, and I'm going to point to that file. And I run on a local server here just for this demo, so I'm going to type in my local server address, which would be your domain name, and my folder, which is tutorial Joomla. It might be the root. You might have to not type anything in if you're doing an install on your whole website. And it's going to open up this, and of course we can point our browser to this joomla.start.php that we just uploaded. And lo and behold, the JoomlaPlug automatic installer. We don't have to upload anything other than that one file. And of course, since I'm running on a local server, it's going to ask something from my hard drive or my virtual drive. But this will be the directory on your website that you want to install Joomla on. If you don't want it to install on any other folder, just the root folder, you can just delete that and you'll be fine. This is the install URL. This is the web address, your domain, and then the folder it's in. And then you can select the actual version of Joomla you want. Of course, we want the latest one. And all you have to do is click on Start Install, and it'll take a couple minutes, but it'll download the latest Joomla version from the website, so you don't even have to download it. And it will unzip it, and it will get it all ready for you to use Joomla. That's all you have to do, is just that one file. So let's wait for it to be downloaded. Okay, and as you see, it's done. And we're going to launch now, since it's done, the launch Joomla installer. Now this, folks, is the exact same thing if you were to upload it manually. This installer right here, as soon as you upload it manually, it'll bring you up to this screen. So that's all you need to do. And basically it's the same kind of thing. And of course, here's the license. And we can click next. And now it's going to ask us for the MySQL database configuration. Now this is dependent on your host, everybody. So depending, like most of my websites are just localhost. Obviously it says this is usually localhost. Thank you for the hint, Joomla. And it is. And if it isn't this, if you're not sure, you need to ask your web host, because sometimes it's some crazy domain or sometimes it's an IP number. You need to find that out on your own. And then of course your username and password. Usually the MySQL username and password is the same as the login information that your web host gives you. So mine, actually I don't have any, so it's just root, and I don't have a password, but you need to find out what that is also. And then your database name. Most companies, if you're hosting off an Apache Linux type server, most database creation tools are in the C panel or the control panel, depending on what it's called. And all it is just says MySQL database. You can click on the icon and you just name a database and create it. That's all you have to do. Well, I named mine tutorial, conveniently. And again, folks, this depends on your web hosting company. So this isn't a tutorial for that, to make a database, because sometimes hosting companies they need to test it for 2 days for some reason, etc. So this isn't a tutorial for that, but just giving you a heads up. And this right here, this option, drop existing tables, that is just in case you're installing into an existing database and you want to erase everything from it. Just in case it's an old Joomla database, you can back up old tables if you want to back them up. And then of course you can install sample data so you can see how Joomla is structured. And we want to do that. We're going to do that, and we don't need to back up old tables. So I'm going to click next. Yes, we want to populate the database. Now it asks you for the site name. That's what's going to appear up here, folks. On the top, see up here now it says Joomla Web Installer, Microsoft Internet Explorer, and we want to give it a name of Joomla Tutorials, just for fun. Click Next, and it's going to ask you for the URL, just to make sure, and usually it plops it in automatically in the path, same thing, the folder. You can enter in your email, which I'm just going to go ahead and do our email, and the password. So I'm just going to do 1111 for the password. Click Next. And there we go. And it says, remember, please completely remove the installation directory. The reason for this is because if you try to go back to your website, to the folder you installed Joomla in, it's going to bring this configuration thing right back up because it still thinks it's installed. So all you have to do is use your FTP program and find the installation folder and delete it. So it's deleted. And we click on View Site, and there we go. We have a full, fresh, clean installation of Joomla.